We often throw a plastic wrapper onto the pavement and assume it just disappears. But there is no away. That single piece of litter washes straight into our drainage infrastructure, where it builds up, chokes the system, and eventually poisons our local waterways. We tend to wait for massive, heavily funded government campaigns to come along and fix these messes overnight. But a clean country isn't built by a single sweep of public policy. This historical photograph reminds us of a deeper truth. Cleanliness has always been a core civic duty. It is a daily, personal reflection of our national character and self-respect, rather than a chore we simply outsource to the municipality. You can take back control of your immediate environment right now. In the next few minutes, we are going to build a simple, reliable system to organize your household waste and pack an on-the-go kit so you never have to litter again. To get started, you only need a few basic tools. Grab 3 bins, a permanent marker, a reusable water bottle, a cloth grocery bag, and 1 small zippered pouch. Gathering these items marks an important shift. You are stepping out of the role of a passive bystander and becoming an active waste manager. This is step 1 of true civic literacy. Let's set up your home base. The real work doesn't happen at a landfill, it starts right in your kitchen. This diagram shows the core problem with typical trash disposal. When organic wet waste mixes with dry materials like paper and plastic, it ruins the entire batch. The contaminated plastic becomes nearly impossible to recycle, and everything is dumped into a dead-end landfill. To fix this, we use source segregation, separating waste the moment you throw it out. Let's look at the first healthy stream. Your green bin is exclusively for wet waste, things like kitchen scraps, fruit peels, and leftovers. By keeping this isolated, the organic matter can break down properly and cycle back into the earth as compost. Next, we add the blue bin stream. This is for your dry waste, plastic wrappers, paper, metal, and cardboard. Without food residue slowing it down, this clean stream travels efficiently to processing facilities to be recovered and reused. Finally, the red bin stream isolates your hazardous and sanitary waste. Used masks, sanitary pads, diapers, and household chemicals go here. These materials require highly specialized hazard disposal. By splitting your trash into these 3 distinct zones before it ever leaves your house, you prevent the collapse of the entire downstream waste chain. Having the bins is only half the job. We have to properly prepare the items going into them, and that requires a quick stop at the kitchen sink. The most common mistake people make is tossing a half-eaten takeout container straight into the dry recycling stream. Even a small amount of oil or sauce can contaminate an entire recycling batch. As this graphic shows, food-soiled packaging gets a hard X. Before any plastic or metal goes into the blue bin, you must wash out the residue and dry it completely. That simple rinse is what keeps the recycling stream viable. The second major failure point happens with our hazardous materials. Tossing loose sanitary items into the garbage directly exposes local sanitation workers to raw, potentially infectious waste. To prevent this, securely wrap all your red bin items in newspaper and clearly mark the package with your red marker so it's instantly recognizable. The garbage leaving your home is a sanitation worker's daily livelihood. Processing it properly guarantees their safety and treats their profession with the dignity it deserves. Now that the house is in order, we must apply these same rules outside, during your commute and daily routines. The absolute best way to manage waste is to never create it in the first place. We call this principle refusal over disposal. Let's look at your daily carry. By packing a reusable water bottle and a simple cloth grocery bag into your backpack every morning, you can entirely eliminate the need to buy or accept single-use plastics at the store. But for the trash you do inevitably generate on the road, you have to adopt a strict rule. My waste, my responsibility. That small zippered pouch we gathered earlier is going to act as your personal, portable trash bin. If you have an empty wrapper or ticket stub, put it in the pouch and carry it with you until you find a proper disposal point. It is a sign of civic maturity to hold on to your own waste. You are intercepting the problem before it ever hits the pavement. Managing your own habits is great, but we can scale that impact up by actively observing our neighborhoods and holding local authorities accountable. Check to see if your city has a municipal reporting application. Open it up and tap the New Report button to log a formal complaint about neglected areas in your community. To make sure your complaint is actually processed, you need 2 pieces of solid evidence: a clear, well-lit photograph of the issue, and an accurate GPS location pin. When you document an illegal dump site with hard data, it removes the guesswork for local authorities and creates actionable records that force municipal corporations to respond. By acting as a digital waste monitor, you are taking a vague frustration about a dirty street and transforming it into a specific, trackable demand for public infrastructure. Think back to the standard way we used to handle garbage: a single, overflowing bin packed with rotting food and unrecyclable plastic. Now look at what you've built today. You have a clean, highly efficient 3-bin system in your kitchen and a zero litter kit packed neatly into your bag. When you maintain this level of discipline out in public, choosing to pocket a wrapper even when others are littering, you create a psychological nudge. People notice, and your quiet standard actively discourages those around you from dropping their trash. From there, you can push for wider community action. You can pressure your housing association to install shared composting units, or coordinate with your neighbors to perform voluntary cleanups of neglected areas. You realize your personal space doesn't end at your front door. Every public park, street, and river is an extension of your home. A truly clean country isn't a miracle. It is simply the sum total of millions of citizens deciding every single day to take personal ownership of their immediate environment.